Round 10 of the NRL is over. We are getting close to halfway through the season. Let's get into the round that was. The first game of the round on Thursday night at Amy Park almost saw a massive upset. There was 5 minutes to go and it was 22-14. And I did believe in the Melbourne Storm. I picked the Melbourne Storm by 8, I think it was last week. But the Tigers really fought in this one. Josh Aloiai is a player to look out for. He's really great. Ryan Pappenhausen had an absolute master run for Melbourne Storm, and Chambers dropped the ball and then won them the game 24 points to 22. This was a really good game of football, and the Tigers showed dominative signs that they'll take into the Rabbitoh. Even though they lost, they'll take a lot of confidence into the match. The next game saw the Panthers, who are just freaking woeful this season. I tipped them. I can't tip them again. Up against the New Zealand Warriors. Now, if you listen to my best bets last week, Cody Nikorima scored a try in the 57th minute. So I did get that. I had a pretty good betting week, but I only got 2 out of 8 in my tips, which was quite disappointing. Ignatius Parsi scored a try. Who saw this one coming? The Brisbane Broncos, 15 points. The Sydney Roosters, 10. This was probably the upset of the round. Broncos were at quite a good price, I think, as well. They were $3 or something. Payne Haas, I got him in my super coach now. He's just an in-form player. He's played 3 or 4 matches now, and he just keeps getting better and better. He did score a try in this match, and Seguiaro on debut for the Broncos, scoring them the match winner, and then a field goal from, was it Anthony? It was Anthony Milford. The Roosters only scored 1 try, which was James Tedesco. They were a little bit off, and they were due for a loss. I do expect them to come up against the Knights as the Roosters side that we know this year. The Titans are absolutely woeful this year. I don't know what else to say. They led the Sharks 18-10 last week, and they led Canterbury 16-0 this week, and they lost 22-16 this week and 26-18 last week. The Titans are just shocking. Now, I did get Dale Copley as first try scorer, which means that I'll be going to the Bulldogs and the Storm game with my mate Coggy on the weekend over in Belmore. Dale Copley actually scored a double, so I wish I got on board that. Ockenbaugh also scored a double. Ockenbaugh gets better and better to watch. He has his ups and down moment, but I personally think that Nick Meaney is a player to watch. I'm loving his form this year. He's not fantastic, but he's enjoyable to watch. He's a good player. He is my player to watch at the moment from this team. Ash Taylor, man, he's such a good player last year, and he's dropped so different this year, and I feel bad for him because he's going to Jonathan Thurston for help, and I mean, he needs it. The Titans need a win. You would never have gotten this first try scorer in a million years. Matt Scott, first try scorer for the Cowboys up against the Eel. Oh, the poor Parramatta Eels, back-to-back losses, 17 points to 10. The Cowboys really turned up for this match. Taumalolo just ran through our forward pack. Even Matt Scott just turned up ready to play for Origin. I'm not saying he'll get chosen, but it felt like an Origin audition. Now, the Brad Takarangi try was a bit lucky. The Josh Hoffman try for an intercept, it worries me that we didn't score tries ourselves. It was due to errors from the Cowboys, for example, the intercept. But I thought it was a really good game to watch. Check out my reaction if you haven't seen it. I am upset that Parramatta back-to-back losses, but yeah, and Kyle Felt, welcome back into the side with a try. He's got more out of him this year, I think. But yeah, 17-10, Cowboys and Eels. This game is my game of the round. This game is probably the best game all year. The Raiders and the Rabbits. It was 6-4 at halftime with only penalty goals. This game was so enjoyable. Both teams attack, defence. It was solid. It was fun. Cody Walker, another try. The Raiders, Croker turned up as he's a centre, played really well. And the Rabbitohs, of course, getting the win, 16 points to 12. I loved watching this every second. I got to say, though, the referee needed to put his whistle away for the Canberra Raiders. Canberra were given 10 penalties in a row. Sam Burgess should have been sin-binned, in my opinion. There were too many penalties caused by him. But overall, such a good game to watch, and it's one for the ages, this one. I loved it. The next game saw the Dragons up against the Knights. Now, I picked the Dragons by 16 or 14 here. And God, the Knights just ripped apart the Dragons. 45 points to 12. I couldn't believe it. I really came out of watching John Wick 3 Parabellum, which I'll post a review for soon. And I saw 28-0 at halftime. I couldn't believe it. Zach Lomax scored a try for the Dragons, as well as Tarek Sims. Kalen Ponga nearly got a hat-trick. He just ripped them apart. 6 out of 7 goals. Mitchell Pearce again. I do think that try was a bit unfortunate, though. He did push the Dragon player. I forget who it was, which is a disadvantage in my opinion. But this side is improving, and the Knights have gone from second last to now placing 5th, just under the Raiders. They got the Roosters this week, and I think it's a massive test for them. And I think after this game, we'll see where they stand. I should have picked him as first. No, actually, he scored second, but first for the team anyway. But if you backed another one of my best bets, I got 2 out of 3 this week. Bronson Cherry got his second NRL try. It's been about 4 weeks, so it's been a while. I thought he was due. Fecky also got a try. If I would have gotten one more, I would have gotten the sports bet hotshot jackpot of the week. Actually, no, I wouldn't have, because I tipped the Shark. Anyway, the Manly Sea Eagles record against the Shark is 10 out of their last 10. It is so good. Wherever they play, if they're injured, Manly just find a way to beat them. Ruben Garrick was kicking the conversions, and he did get 4 out of 4. Welcome back to Dylan Walker, who did score a try in this match. Brendan Elliott and Kane Elgey are in amazing form, and the Sea Eagles have a tough test against the Titans this week, and that was the round that was. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of this round. I'll post my round 11 predictions tomorrow night.